Ahoy, mateys, my name is Nautical Nathan. I think my voice sounds really weird. I hope your weekend is going good, and today I want to tell you probably the weirdest story, yet the funniest story that I can think of. It sounds like it's an acid trip story, but then again, it also is not. It's really weird. Okay, you guys seem to enjoy my prank videos so much that I want to tell you some other fun college stories. Let me tell you point A to point B, beginning and end. Let me tell you how that happened. So, we had a stinky chair. These events all occurred in one day. So it started with having a stinky fart chair to ending up to me punching my friend in the face. Is that enough of a hook for you? So Mitch and I, yep, you've seen him on the channel before, Mitch. He's a great guy, and we roomed together, if you haven't known, and this was our freshman year. So Mitch had a chair from the 70s. If I can find a picture, I'll put one up. He had this old orange, definitely 70s chair that had just been passed down from his family generation to generation. Whoever was in college, they just happened to have this chair. Now, it was known for farting in. People would just go and fart in it, and what we didn't know, we learned at this time, that it was very good for retaining farts until someone sat in the chair. So this had been going on for a couple of weeks. Mitch and I were sitting in the room, and we smelled, and I'm like, "Did you fart?" And Mitch said no, and I'm like, "Well, I didn't fart. Where's that smell coming from?" I've smelled the same smell for a couple of days. And if he would have farted, I would have been okay with it. Whatever, that's fine. So it took us a couple of days to figure this out. I have a very strong sense of smell. So I was just sniffing all around the room, sniffing my stuff at first, because I'm like, well, I don't want it to be me. And I'm like, could it be Mitchell's stuff? And it wasn't his stuff. And I got to the chair cushion. And I smelled it, and I smelled that same exact fart smell that I'd smelled before. And it's kind of like it burns your nose hair at first, and then it doesn't get any better, I'll tell you that. We learned that when you sit in the chair, all the fart smell whoever sat there before, it would essentially soak up like a sponge. I don't know how this happened. I think it was just because it was from the 70s. Anyway, so it held the smell like a sponge, and when you sit down, it was like this poof of gas would come around you and just engulf you in this fart smell, and that was disgusting, and we didn't want people smelling that, so we're like, okay, well, how do we get the smell out? I'm like, I'll Febreze it. Febrezing that chair cushion was like dipping a turd in gold. You can dip it in gold, and it looks like gold from the outside, but once you break it open, it still stinks. Exactly like that chair cushion. You sit on that Febreze is not going to help. It's going to help at first, but poof, fart cloud gonna get you. So we decided, what better way to get the fart smell out than to literally beat it out. Mitch and I both had PVC pipe, like close to between 3 and 5 foot long, and we took the cushion out into the hallway because we didn't want to stink up our room. I doused the chair in Febreze to hopefully that it would suck in the Febreze when it decided to suck whatever smell it decided to suck back in. We're hoping it was Febreze. So we took it out in the hallway. It is just soaking wet. So I'm beating this cushion. Mitch and I are both beating this cushion with our PVC pipes. We're beating this chair, and I start just chanting like Native American thing, like, hey, oh, 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 and we're dancing, and the whole thing is just weird. I'm telling you, it seems like an acid trip looking back on it. As we're chanting, we didn't know this, but our RA, so our resident assistant, basically the boss of the floor, he was a senior, we were freshmen. He was in the shower, and he was known for walking around naked. He heard us chanting in the hallway, so he decided to leave his shower, and he was buck naked. He left his shower and came out, and we just saw a naked RA, and as innocent freshmen, we're just like, that guy's naked, I'm out of here. I threw my PVC pipe on the ground, and I took off running. So we weren't dealing with the naked guy on our floor. We took off, Mitch and I, we both split into different rooms, so we had no idea what happened to the other one. He didn't chase us at all. He ended up going right back to the shower. Neither Mitch or I knew that. I waited about a minute, and I peeked out into the hallway. Another guy from the floor he's coming down, and he looks very concerned about what we're doing with the cushion in the hallway. He gets up close to it, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And I'm like, "Don't touch it!" And he's like, "What? Don't touch it!" And he's like, "Why is it all wet?" I'm like, "Don't touch it!" And I'm just screaming at him, "Don't touch it!" Now Mitch, in the room directly across the hall from me, he can't see any of this. He can only hear this. And to his knowledge, Tyler is still in the hallway, our RA, the naked guy. And So from Mitchell's point of view, he hears, "Don't touch it! Why is it all wet? I said don't touch it!" And from Mitchell's recollection of the story, he said, "You know, I was very concerned why Henry was possibly touching the naked guy in the hallway. Thankfully, he wasn't touching the naked guy. He was only touching the cushion." Like, okay, that situation's over. I need to find Mitch, let him know that the hallway's clear. I check the door across the hall, and it's unlocked. That's the room that Mitch was in. So I peek in, and all I see is a 5-foot-long PVC pipe aimed at my face, in case I was possibly the naked guy, and it was loaded with a Nerf dart. Now, you may not think that Nerf darts hurt, but when they come out of a 5-foot-long PVC pipe blown with a musician's lungs, it hurts quite a bit. Mitchell thankfully puts down the PVC pipe. I tell him, it's all clear, it's good. And we're like, okay. So we go and get the cushion and take it back to the room. Now, how does this connect to me punching my friend in the face? We're gonna get there, we're almost there. Now, hang with me. Later in the day, now our RA decided that he didn't want to wear pants, so he turned his towel into a diaper. So he kind of if you turn it long ways and tie it on the sides, you kind of get like a Rugrats diaper maybe. So he made himself a towel diaper, and he still had the PVC pipe that I dropped on the ground. He thought it would be funny to put the PVC pipe in his pants. He should go put that in someone's face. Well, and so he kind of did, and he chased him out. And the guy he chased around was like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you doing this?" No big deal. As that's going on, I go to the end of the hall to another friend, one of my colleagues in math, and I open the door, and he's just in his boxers. He's like, "Whoa, dude, whoa, come on, man, you gotta knock first." And I'm like, "Well, the door's unlocked. I'm just gonna open the door. If it was locked, I would knock, So he's all worried about, just being in his boxers and me seeing him in his boxers. I'm like, whatever. I drop my pants, so I'm in my boxers at that point. And I'm like, no big deal, whatever. We're on our pants. So our RA happened to be walking, and he's still in his towel diaper. He decides to walk down. He's still at this point, he's kind of going, he switched from scratching himself in the front to scratching himself in the back, and I'm like, I don't want any part of that. He walks up behind me, and he's got the PVC pipe in his hand, and I want no part of that. I'm like, at this point, it's lost. I don't need it anymore. You can have it. It's already touched you and all your stuff. I don't need it. So at that moment, he decides to chase me. I quickly pull up my shorts, pants, whatever I was wearing at the time, and take off down the hall. So I'm getting chased by a partially nude guy down the hall for the second time in one day. My other friend, Brian, he was in the Whisper Challenge. He's walking down the hall. He's not facing me. And I said, okay, good. I can get around Brian. I'm going to juke. I'm going to push and swim over so I can fit behind him. Because the hallways were thin enough that two people could fit, but he was standing in the middle, so I just squeezed by him. So I'm sprinting down the hallway, and I get to him. And I go like this, I put my hand on his shoulder, and he heard the commotion, so he starts to turn around, and I'm trying to swim by him, not touch him, just push him and just squeeze by. But as I do it, I'm essentially making a fist, and I do it, and I go, bah! And I guess I didn't punch him in the face so much as I elbowed him in the face, but it was right here in the eye, and he had glasses, and I go by and just pop him right in the head. He goes down. I run a few feet before I realize he's down. And I'm not being chased anymore. Good, I'll stop. I gotta go see what's wrong with my friend. I ended up hitting him in his glasses, came up and stabbed him in the eye. I don't remember. I think I bent up his glasses. I didn't break them, but his eye was definitely bleeding. So, obviously I'm feeling pretty bad. Thankfully, he was okay. He just had to get the butterfly band-aid, so that way he didn't actually have to get stitches, which is good because an elbow to the face, I've seen it in UFC, it's not good. It can tear you up pretty good. We are still friends this day, even though that happened. It actually probably came to a closer friendship because of it. I don't know. Somehow this story, to me, it's still mashed up together in my head. It almost feels like this, like I said, it almost feels like this acid trip, because how do you go from point A to point B, and how did all that crap happen in between, and how did that end result come out of it? I don't know. It's just a really weird story, but I wanted to share that to you because it's not a prank story, but it is another weird college story. So if you guys like this video, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. I would love to keep giving you some of my college prank stories. Again, I'll give you more prank stories. I'll give you more weird college stories that I can remember. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this. I hope the rest of your weekend goes well, and I will see you guys in the next video. God bless. See ya! Look at me, back here again. It's hard to see me in outros, isn't it? So yeah, go ahead and click in this area, this general direction, and take me out of this video by clicking on one of these videos, would you? I didn't work to sit here for 20 seconds, you know. You're not gonna click it? Are you really gonna